Greetings. How are you all today? Stephen Williams, thank you so much for coming into my space. I appreciate you. Welcome to another day of dealing with Behind the Veil, where we explore and we tell you a little bit more about things that are happening and how we got to where we are. And hopefully it will be some things that will enhance you and make you even better in your decision making, a part of this thing called life. Those of you who are around me, I appreciate you. Look somewhere down here, subscribe, please, and hit the notification bell. If you're not, and if you're going to hang out with me, look, share this information with some of your friends so that we can all grow together. And there should be some information down below if you want to support this channel, support what we're doing. You can go to www.stephenlwilliamsllc.com. and you'll be able to find all the information there dealing with me. But tonight, those of you who know me, I'm fighting to be fit. I am fighting to be focused. I'm doing my thing. I want to be the best me that I can possibly be. And I've learned 4 different areas in my faith: my finances, my fitness, and my focus. And so tonight, I want to talk about an area that is very, very dear to me. And I think it will be able to help you make some interesting decisions. And tonight I want to deal with the area of focus and how we should be focused. So I was with my son the other day. We were having an interesting conversation. He's 23 and he's learning his way. He's learning and growing and developing and becoming all that he needs to become. And a part of my responsibility as a father is to be able to help him grow, allow him to feel pressure, and not be able allow him to know what kind of pressures to be able to feel. So, having said that, we were having a heated discussion, and my son is from a previous relationship, and mostly like all children, whenever you get to a point where you're old enough to understand, he wanted to know what happened. Why was there a divorce? And so I shared with him all of the things that I thought that I was responsible for. And he went back and forth, and it was a contentious moment, but I thought it was a teaching moment. And I wanted to share that with you because it's a part of my makeup, and it is also a part of what makes us become great. And so I shared with him that there are no 2 people who ever get into a relationship and break up. If they break up, it requires 2 people to actually break up. Love covers a multitude of sin. But my problem, or my share in it, was really threefold. And this is why I've become corrective in my decision making. There were independent decision making. Firstly, I made some. Secondly, his mother made some. Thirdly, we allowed other outside influences to help try to make those decisions for us. And namely, I was so committed to the church that I wasn't committed to the kingdom. And so when you begin to make independent decisions, they come with a lifetime of consequences. Okay, so here's what I mean. So what I shared with him is that I was making independent decisions. And in making those independent decisions, not getting counsel from people who love me. It's going to be important for you to be able to get counsel from people who love you. Independent decision making can come with a lifetime of consequences. Why? Because you're following your heart and you're following your eyes. You're following your feeling. You're doing counsel with your own self. Well, that counsel is limited. At best, it is limited because you haven't been anywhere. You haven't seen all things. You haven't done all the things that you need to do. And it helps you to be able to make a decision, get a different viewpoint from people who love you. Independent counsel can come with a lifetime of consequences. And so I was sharing with him that my own personal independent decision makings, thinking I could handle certain things, thinking I could do certain things myself. And I had the family in mind, but I did not include the wife, in my former wife, in the decision making. I wanted to do this because this is what the man does and this is how we live. And it comes from a lack of knowledge, and it really comes from ignorance on my part. And so that individual independent thinking without counsel from people who love you, it'll cause you to make you want to follow your heart. Well, in following your heart, the heart at its root can be deceptive. The heart can allow you to make decisions. And those of you who are watching me who can testify, you ought to raise your hand right now. Raise it right now. Stop playing. Where you've made heart decisions and you've made sight decisions. We've made decisions based on what we thought looked good and based on where our heart was. And we've loved people who didn't love us back because we couldn't see the signs, because we were blinded with our own independent decision making. You got me? And so it comes with a lifetime of consequences. And I shared with him that although I am very disappointed in myself for that, and I live with the wound of my decision making. However, I do not live with the pain. The wound is there as a constant reminder to me, never fall back into that trap again. But I've asked for forgiveness and dealt with that whole notion, because I really do believe that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord. And there's this song now, all things are working for my good. He's intentional. That's a good song, but it does work out, but you learn from your mistakes. If some of you could go back and just share with people, oh, I wish I hadn't dealt with so-and-so because I was following my heart, or I love so-and-so and I did not want to hear the counsel of anybody. And it caused me a lifetime of consequences. Some people have children right now from men. Women have children right now, and the father loved them only for the moment. They only wanted what they saw. And the female made a decision based on their heart, didn't want to hear anybody, made an independent decision, ended up with a baby. And now the father is out of the picture, and the mother is left raising the child. That happens more often than not. And it also happens on the other end, where you find somebody that you think you love and you do it with your eyes and you don't do it with proper counsel. And then that person somewhere along the line turns on you. They are not exactly what you thought they were, not only internally, but externally. Things change. I'm not the skinny guy I was when I was in my 20s. So life changes, the body changes, the mind changes, the concepts changes. Life takes you on different roads so that you can become and do something different. But it's independent decision making that will get you into a lifetime of consequences. We got those cards. Some people got cards. When I say cards, credit cards. Independently, we bought stuff, didn't get any counsel of it, and we suffered for it with our credit score. We independently, I'm going out myself. I ain't going to school. I ain't doing this. Didn't study right, and so you ended up in the job that you are in because you didn't get the grades that you have, or maybe you didn't finish college, or whatever the case may be. What I love about God and His grace is that God has the ability to turn every situation around. And that's what I like about Him. He's good like that. And so it does work out for our good, but it doesn't mean it doesn't come. The decisions, the independent decisions, don't come with some lifetime consequences that you got to start over with. And so as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the woman. Typically, it's a woman who's in an abusive relationship. And most people are going to say she got to make an independent decision to get out. Yes, she does. But in reality, she's doing that for all of us. She's doing that for her family. She's doing that for her friends. She's doing that for herself. She's doing that for her future. Because nothing is love that is abusive. There's absolutely nothing about love and abusiveness. So if you're listening to this, I need you to make a decision. The decision is a corporate. You're getting advice from somebody who loves you. Yeah, don't do that. You're built for greatness. You're made for greatness. And this is a great season for you. Don't live in an abusive situation as if there is no hope. Make that decision. And people say that's an independent decision. No, it's a corporate decision, because you have value. You have value to this life and to this world. And so it's that whole thing. So maybe you're going through something. Maybe you're thinking about it, suicide and depression. All of that is a matter of wanting to keep stuff in and not share it. Share it with people who love you. Don't make these independent decisions. Don't make this. And I share with my son, you will have to, now listen to this, you will have to independently make a decision. But you do not have to do it without counsel from people who love you. Don't get into debt when people have been in debt and they can help you get out. Don't go to cities, try to do and go to places, and people in your life have already done that. Don't go buy a car independently when you know you have somebody who knows how to buy a car. Don't try to get a house and you're around somebody who's bought a house. You understand? So when you make those decisions, there are some things that people have been through that can help you get through it. And so today, I want to encourage you. Independent decision making can come with a lifetime of consequences. And so it behooves you. Get the advice from the people who love you. And also, to the people who love you, do not be afraid to share your advice. You know how many people have been messed up because the people who say they love them didn't even give the advice, didn't even offer the advice, never said anything to them, assuming that the people were okay. If you love me, and you see me going down the wrong road, it behooves you. If you love a person, give them sound advice and do it in love. Don't do it as if I don't want you to become. No, I want you to be the best you can be. But I also want you to know that decision making shouldn't be independent. We were not meant to do what we're doing in this world by ourselves or alone. Okay? And so that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Independent decision making can come with a lifetime of consequences. If you're not careful, you can mess up your life. You can be in debt longer than you're supposed to be. You can be hurt in your heart longer than you're supposed to be. By the way, because let me back up. A man who abused you is not a 23rd Psalm man. And we're going to get into that because there's some great stuff that's coming out of that. And also, you want to be able to live your best life. Live your life and live your truth. I am at this age right now. I wish I had this information. Don't make independent decisions and just get advice from people who love you, not from people who want to rule you, not from people who want to govern you, not from narcissists, not from people who want to control the narrative. Get advice from people who love you when you have those, and then you can make a sound decision, or at least you can make a better decision. You can be better informed. Now, am I going to say you're going to avoid trouble? Absolutely not. Trouble is meant for all of us. You're going to have a good road and a bad road. But I promise you, if you continue to do things and pray about them and not just follow your heart, but follow your spirit and get good counsel, don't sit up and make independent decisions without listening to people who love you, then you can go further and not have to deal with a lot of the foolishness. Because this whole thing about life is being able to help each other transition and move and get to the other place and get to the best place of your life. That's the role of parents. That's the role of adults. It should be not to be predators and not to be abusive. I'm in my best days right now, in my best, knowing my love, loving myself, loving everything about what God wants. I'm concluded I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I understand it. I don't have to settle for anything less than. My expressions can be true. My heart can be true. My intent will be 100% excellence. I'm going to give and be the best that I can be. I hope to live another 50 years. And I want to, at the end of all of this, I want to be able to say that I did everything that I could possibly do. I learned my lessons. I turned it around, and I didn't make just independent decisions because it affects more than just you. There's a lot of people that it affects, and I want you to be the best you so that you can do great things. Okay? Listen, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Subscribe down here somewhere. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this information. Share it with everybody. Be careful about making independent decisions without getting counsel from people you love. It could have a lifetime of consequences. And so to be able to share that and then get that information will help you become better. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me Behind the Veil. Listen, I got a special Behind the Veil that's going to be released on Saturday. I have a wonderful part 1, part 2 interview that's going to be released. I can't wait to share it with you. Until next week, let's continue to explore these things as we go behind